Hey guys, Adam with you here. This is the Starcraft 2 beta. Yes, I was lucky enough to get a key, so here's some 1v1 play in the Gold League. I'll just push play here and get this speed up to faster. So here I am, I'm the red Terran here, and my opponent is the blue Protoss over here. So I wanted to do this game because I thought it was very interesting play by both people. I think it was very close. I'm not going to give away the results, but very neat game, so I'm going to upload it here. I always ask people their rank because I'm trying to figure out exactly more and more about the ranking system and exactly how it works. The best I've been ranked so far is 17th in the gold division. I'm not really sure how to get to the platinum bracket. You probably have to be in the top 10 in the gold division. So for now I'm just playing 1v1s. My win-loss ratio is actually not too bad. It's 15 wins to 8 losses, so it's pretty good. And still I'm not considered platinum player yet, but we'll see when the real game comes out. I mean, you can't really tell from a beta, who knows. But so here we see so far standard opening by this Protoss player. Myself too, I'm gonna go Marine Marauder here to start. I find that mech is bad against Protoss because all they have to do is build a few immortals and it's over really, because they just tear through siege tanks, tear through Thors. I mean, Thors are really weak against Protoss immortals specifically, I find. So I've been finding Marine Marauder really good play so far. Of course I get a couple siege tanks in there with them for backup too, just because I think the siege tank damage is so nice. I always wall off as well with Terran, as most Terran players do and should do, because now with the ability to sink your supply depots, why wouldn't you wall, right? I like to get my gas while the barracks is building, so that way I can build one Marine and then I'll have enough gas to throw down the expansion pack on there on the barracks so that I can produce 2 Marines at a time. My first barracks, whether I go Marine, Marauder, or Tech, or Mech, Air, whatever I do, I always build that expansion first so I can pump Mad Marines with my excess minerals. I always find I have a few more minerals left over than I do gas. Gas I find a lot harder to come by as a Terran player. So as we can see here, the Protoss player still hasn't really built anything yet according to the unit counter in the top. Now I'm late scouting in 1v1s with Terran, I find, but having the ability to scan whenever I want, or I usually just send a unit over to see. And here I go, here's my scout gonna go. So that gas there, for those of you that might not know, when you walk a unit through it, you can't see what's on the other side until you walk a unit through it. And these stations here that I briefly walk by give you expanded vision in a large radius. So here my scout doesn't get far, as you can see, but I was able to see the Robo Bay, so I knew that, and I was able to see how many gateways he had and about the size of his army. So I just figured I'd build up a bit and push out soon. As you can see with my second barracks here, I've gotten the expansion that lets me build Marauders and Reapers now. I always produce just Marauders out of this barracks and just Marines out of the other barracks. I find 2 barracks, believe it or not, is enough to do the M&Ms, and you don't need more than 2. Here I just threw down a factory as well because, as I mentioned before, I like to have siege tanks backing up my troops, but mostly a troop army. Here's an observer in my base. I didn't even know this at the time of the game. So he sees everything in my base now, just how big my army is, all the tech that I have, and we'll see if he uses that information well. So here I throw down a starport. I like to have one of those as well because the Raven has detection. I find that unit is a must as soon as you can afford it, just because I've been beaten so many times by Zerg players who burrow in past all my army and just pop out and snipe my command center, or other races like a DT rush I've been beaten by. Sure, you can build turrets, but there are 100 minerals now per turret, plus you have to build the engineering bay. If I'm going to spend that much minerals and that much time, I might as well just get a Raven, right? And I also really like Raven harassment. Throwing down turrets at the probe worker lines always works in every single game I've played, against every single player I've played. And you'll see in this game, my one Raven gets over 25 kills every single game. It's like that with just turrets. It's pretty insane how effective that is. And so for those of you out there who are considering Terran or playing against Terran, be very aware of that for sure. I also have now researched siege mode. As we can see, it's no longer researchable, and I have a pretty sizable army here, so I figure it's probably time to push out soon. I'm probably going to push out any minute here. And there I'm building the Raven. I was just waiting for gas. As you can see, I'm always trying to spend as much minerals and gas as I can. Like right now I'm really low. That's part of being a good player, is spending all of your money all of the time. If you have a lot of money left over, you're not macroing enough of an army. All your money could theoretically be troops on the battlefield that could change the outcome of any battle, right? So here we go. I am pushing out here. I have a few Martyrs, a bunch of Marines, and 2 siege tanks. Now he's smart sending the observer with it. He's going to see just where it's going. But I think he knows where it's going. It's going to his base. And sorry the bad camera here I'm doing. My keyboard's quite far away from the camera. And here's my Raven for detection just in case. I also make each different type of unit its own control group, and then the overall, all of them one control group for the auto attack. I siege tank my tanks up in the back. As you can see, these Colossus just tear through Marine Martyr. So I'm realizing it might have been a mistake to choose to go that. 2 Colossus took out my entire army there. As you can see, I keep the Raven alive. I try to do that as best I can, as much as I can. And you can see it has 0 kills right now, so I'm probably going to use it for harassment soon. I've also opted to expand on the island, knowing that my opponent has no air so far. That's one benefit I really like about Terran. You can just fly your buildings wherever you want. So I can take the island expansion and not worry about defense there. And he'll just think I'm still on the one base unless he scouts that. Here we can see my turret harassment. I've thrown it down. I killed all the workers on that gas, and now I'm killing some more workers here on his mineral line. Very effective, as you can see. By the time he even responds with his army, these turrets will have several kills. Even if he had cannons and stuff there, or other units, I mean, these turrets don't cost minerals. It doesn't cost me anything.